Hey guys. So, I really wanted to come on here today and just touch on a few things in terms of love and self-love and love in relationships, whatever that relationship may be. So, I see that quite a lot of people really worship love, really crave that romantic love. And I get it, truly, I do. But when it becomes to the point of obsession, or when it comes to the point of that's the only thing that you can think about, that's really when it becomes unhealthy. So, in terms of twin flames, soulmates, karmics, people sometimes get so consumed by the label that these relationships represent that they forget that the relationship that they are in, or the relationship that they want to be in, or the one that they are mending, or the one that they are walking away from, they forget to be really fully present with it. And it's okay because, as I was saying, so it's okay because, we're all learning, we're all growing, we're all, adjusting to this human experience. But one thing that we all need to remain focused on is self-love and what that really means to us. Because when you put so much emphasis on romantic love, or the labels that these relationships are attached to, that's when you forget yourself. That's when you forget that, this life is yours for the taking. It's yours for the choosing. Sometimes we put so much emphasis on romantic relationships that we completely forget and disregard ourselves. And that's not what love is. For me personally, love is all about uplifting. Love is all about the embodiment of us as a whole. It should help us to grow, help us to evolve, help us to expand. Sometimes it hurts, yes, but that doesn't mean that. Okay, so just because we love someone does not mean that we need to be with them. I think that's something that people find it challenging to comprehend. That just because you love someone does not mean that they are meant to be in your life. Because sometimes when we love someone, they can be very unhealthy to our growth, to our being, to our evolvement, And sometimes it's hard to recognize, sometimes it's hard to understand and come to terms with. But once we do, it just means choosing self. It just means choosing yourself over another person, which is always what you should do. Especially when they are unhealthy, when our connection with them is over, when it's, no longer something that is serving our growth, our own, purpose, So when it comes to self-love is the embodiment of all. When you focus on yourself and when you put that same love, that same devotion, that same passion and that same excitement, that same fire and flair into yourself, that is when you become all of what you wish to be. But when you consume yourself in romantic relationships and relationships that do not serve us, and when you're so consumed to the point of forgetting yourself, that is when the universe tries to shake things up for you, for everyone. Because it's trying to put this emphasis on self-love, you know? Like, we've all been there. We've all been there in terms of, you know, putting someone else's needs before our own, or wanting to find love, or, you know, being sick of the same cycles appearing. But honestly, when you decide to choose yourself above anyone or anything else, that is when you see progress. That is when you see change. That is when the universe is like, okay, you're ready to receive the love that you desire from someone else. Because you're so strong and you're so involved in yourself that nothing else can come between you and self. And nothing ever should. If something does not serve your happiness, if something does not serve your growth, if something makes you feel stuck or stagnant, or makes you feel as though you are not worthy, or if you are compromising to the point of compromising your self-worth, then it is not worthy enough for you. It's as simple as that. If something keeps causing you pain, if something keeps bringing to light what needs to be brought to light and you refuse to see it, that is when you need to take a step back and really question whether this is something good for you or not. Because I always say, and I will always stick by this, when you put that same focus and that same effort into yourself, you see it reflected back in the relationships around you. There's no longer this question of, oh, is this person this label, or is this person for me, or, you know, should I be here, or there is no question, because you've decided to put that same emphasis on yourself, on your own worth. So never forget that you are worthy. Never forget that you are deserving. Never forget your worth. If something does not serve you and makes you unhappy, of course, it's all a learning process. And of course, take your time. I will always say that a light bulb moment will always go off. But don't compromise your worth for anyone or anything. Please. There is only one you in this whole world. And if one person cannot see that, I'm sure countless other people will. Don't place your self-worth on another person's view, because it should always be about how you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself. That's something that I've learned. And I've been in relationships that did not serve me, and I still stuck it through. I still stuck it out. I still compromised my self-worth because I thought that they would change. And it comes to a point where you realize that actually I can want change. I can want this person to change. I can want this person to be all of, you know, what I desire them to be, but that would just be by force. And why should I want someone to change when I should love them for the way that they are? And they should love me for the way that I am. And if they are not serving me, and we are not serving each other's growth, then that's okay to separate. I can still love you, but I will love you from a distance. Because you're not beneficial to my growth. We're not beneficial to each other's growth. And that's okay. Because we outgrow each other. We always do. People do. It happens. No two paths are the same. No two journeys are the same. And that's okay. It really is. It's just about finding what makes you happy, what benefits you, what helps you to grow and evolve and be and embody this individual that you always wanted for yourself. It's about digging deep into the root of you and asking yourself, what makes me happy? What truly makes me happy? What is truly going to make me feel content? If everything was to be pulled and stripped away from me in the blink of an eye, what would still make me happy? And you know the answer is self-love. Self-love at all times, always. So don't get so caught up on, people and romantic relationships and labels. Because I'm pretty sure what other people can do for you, you can do for yourself 10 times, 1,000 times more. When you get comfortable with knowing yourself, knowing your worth, nothing can come between that. And it is so worth it. So if you needed to hear this message today, then yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And I appreciate everyone's support, everyone's love. And yeah, if you'd like to book a reading with me, then you will find my website in the description below. And I love you guys. Thank you so much for being present in my journey. Thank you so much for sharing this experience with me, and I am truly, truly so grateful. Love you guys.